Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Spirit of the Sanada Samurai Warriors 4 on Series JG. And this game continues to foil my plans on when to start and stop our recording sessions. I ran out of time and there's all this new dialogue that we gotta do, so we'll probably just go to the next story video since we actually had a net gain on Sanada coin power. So let's see what everybody's got to say. Must ensure the talking do not end up like the Imagawa. Father, are you here to lecture me again, Mazuyuki? Do not treat me like an invalid. Don't treat me like a child, damn it. If you know why I'm here, then that makes things easier. You must take better care of yourself. Oh, it's like Quantum Leap when Sam jumped into his dad, or his younger self, or maybe it was his older brother. I think it was his younger self. And was trying to get his dad to do aerobic exercise. Okay. It's easy for you to say, shut up in this house. I feel like I'm fading away. I wonder if we'll find out what the word house means. The residents of the Sanada clan that was located in the Sanada main castle. Mazuyuki and the others lived within this building. Unlike Nobuyuki and Yukimura, his daughter, Lady Muramatsu, did not leave the residence often due to her status, but she sometimes was seen around the castle town. It was believed that her free spirit did not like to be cooped up within the residence all the time. If I promise to stay here, you have to promise to ease my worries so that I may live a long life. Very well, I will do that. All that I can to ensure a long and relaxing retirement. Ensure you a long and... You are too uptight. You should take a leaf out of Masateru's book. Who is Masateru? That's the second. Yeah, it's his brother. Master Fisherman and Foot Soldier don't have anything new to say. Maybe I could have just let the last video go a little long, actually. But we got more fishing to do with this additional chum. I guess I could have just saved it to see whether coming here and then backing out mean I could get 6 chum later. See, the only way I've really completely missed is to go too late. If you get within the red zone, you get 2 items instead of 1. Let's see what happens if you just, like... Okay. If you just slam it before it even starts, you will miss out completely. I was curious about that. Yeah, but generally you want to go for the really early end of the red zone, because I found hitting the little center of the red zone exactly doesn't give you 3 items. You still just get 2 if you're in the red zone. 1 if you're in the blue zone, and potentially, I guess you got to be within a certain distance of the red zone. And then if you wait all the way to the end, and as we just saw, if you start hitting the button before it even shows up, you just miss. He will do his very best, guys. Young Master, I just saw Lord Yukimura with some man with a scar on his face. Okay. He seemed to be enjoying himself, so I did not interrupt, but young Master, you are Lord Yukimura's father. You and you alone. Lord Yukimura should know that. He shouldn't speak to other adult men. I guess he shouldn't speak to random weirdos. Lord Yukimura has only one father. That is you, young master. What on earth are you going on about? Oh, Scarface guy. So Scarface is going to be his other father? He's going to teach him about selling cocaine? Say hello to my little friend. Osaku, he seems to say. We got the Mandarin. What have I got to look forward to now? Been waiting for a movie with the Mandarin. They ruined it. Oh, I always forget. I gotta start hitting X as soon as we clear that. So I'll probably get an A, maybe even a B here. You don't really get an S unless you're ready to go from jump. And again, S means you get, like, I think 4 or 5 items. A means you get 1 less than that. Whatever it is. Now it's time to play Find the Lady. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I think I might save Scum Find the Lady. I really want to make sure we get a good item because we surrendered something. We surrendered a really high-end fish this time. Dandelion iron sign of white snakeskin. We definitely want white snakeskin. I completely lost it. completely lost track of it at the time. I didn't expect much more than this. Dandelion, oh man. Well, I mean, I can return to the title screen. I'm gonna save scum my way to a white snake skin, guys. I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't have a white snake skin yet. I don't know if we can even buy them. I might be allowed to buy them once I've gotten one this way, although I doubt it. Yeah, I like immediately lost track of where it was that time. Not even like I didn't even follow it past 2 jumps. I would imagine it gets harder. The higher level the item is, the harder it is. But this one kind of sucks because it really is set up so that you put in a really high-end item and I think it ended up in the middle. Find the lady. I was definitely not expecting to see something at such a value. Oh, thank God, because I was really starting to second guess whether, like, am I really going to spend the rest of my life save scumming this nonsense? Let's donate something of a lesser value this time. A wormwood, so we won't really have to worry too much about what we get in return. Okay. I suppose if I'm going to bother to make use of that at all, I should be dropping in really valuable items, so what the hell, JG. Okay, let's... Masayuki-sama. Let's, I guess I want to see all the people who could potentially have new and exciting stuff to say. That's mostly the plot characters. Yeah, sorry, I was way past you before you spoke. Oh, dominance is not dictated by how well... An army's dominance is not dictated by how well the castle is fortified. Mazuyuki, Odawara Castle is said to be impregnable. How should we go about laying siege to it? Well, I think we need to win a battle outside the gates, and then we'll be given the opportunity to attack the castle and reduce its hit points. It would certainly be foolish to attack it from the front. It would be ideal if we could get it to crumble from within. With the Hojo bound by close familial ties, that will also be difficult. We have certainly chosen an unfortunate opponent. You seem to be relishing this, Uncle. I remember the fate of the Tagada. Remember the fate of the Tagada hangs in the balance. The prospect of taking down an impregnable castle is enough to get any true warrior's blood pumping. If we can take down Odawara Castle, just imagine how bitter Kenshin Uesugi will feel about it. Yeah, that's the main purpose of life, is to make him feel bad. I should make a note of the Battle of Odawara Castle in the Chronicles. Okay, so this is a one-time Sanada points thing we got here. This was a battle in 1561 in which Kenshin Uesugi attacked Ujiyasu Hojo at Odawara Castle. Upon being pressured by the Hojo clan, the Kanto shogunal deputy, Naramasu Uesugi, turned to Kenshin for assistance, and in 1560 Kenshin set out to conquer the Kanto region. He brought along the powerful families of the Kozuke and the Musashi as he attacked Odawara Castle. However, Odawara Castle featured formidable defenses, and the participation of the Takeda and Emagawa clan, who were allies of the Hojo, served to prolong the battle considerably. With his allies growing increasingly dissatisfied with the campaign and an uprising back home, the mighty Kenshin was forced to abandon its siege and withdraw. This battle served to greatly reinforce the image of Odawara Castle as being an impregnable fortress. So they keep telling us how mighty Kenshin is, but all these historical battles we're hearing about, he lost. He was one of the few guys who has like a decisive victory against the Oda under his belt in a battle that hasn't happened yet at this point, although I was reading about that the other day, and there's some dispute about whether the historical battle actually happened. But it is generally presented as a victory, like a major, decisive defeat the Oda suffered at the hands of the Uesugi. And then Kenshin died afterwards, before he could really push it. I should make a note of the battle in the Chronicles. Okay. Anything else to say? How should we go about the same thing exactly? The point of life is to make Kenshin feel bad. That is what we must strive for at all times. You got nothing new to say. Sukito. No. I got Masateru over here. I must do better in the next battle. Yeah, you better. They say the Hojo have in their ranks a lady of rare beauty, and that despite this beauty, she's also a fearsome warrior. The appearance of a noblewoman on the battlefield is sure to raise the morale of their troops. How? Once you analyze everything so objectively, don't you have any other thoughts on the matter? I think with my, the head on my shoulder, not the head on my nutsack, sorry. Imagine if your own daughter fought on the battlefield. Unfortunately, while my daughter likes to wander the town, is not the kind who would fight in battle. Unfortunately, he wants her to be a warrior chick, I guess. You never know, she may surprise you. You can't predict how a girl will grow up. I promise you that will not happen. Hey, what's up, man? Anyway, whatever else has happened, this battle does not seem to have unlocked the ability to purchase new weapons or anything like that, so... we still can't buy weapons. I also don't believe that we can... I would imagine they'll tell us when we can suddenly get new upgrades that haven't previously been available. But whenever that's going to happen, it ain't happening yet. Alright, well, still got 20 minutes left. Let's go talk to Nobutsuna. Let's keep an eye on the movement of the Hojo to Mazuyuki. Our next enemy is to be the Hojo. We leave tonight. She must make preparations at once. Understood. In order to control Suruga, we must first keep the Hojo at bay. Indeed, but our target is one that even Kenshin Uesugi was unable to take, the impregnable Odawara Castle. How should we attack? I do not believe the capture of Odawara is our great lord's true goal. You don't? Then what is the meaning of this battle? That I am not sure. If you'll excuse me, I must prepare for battle. Huh. Isn't that Yukimura? I mean, isn't that Yukimura? Oh, who's that? Oh, it's... So he's been hanging out with Sakon and Shima. The two of them look very earnest. I have to put a stop to this. You won't stand there like this, see? Tuck your front arm a little. There, that's it. Like this, thank you so much. I don't recall hiring a babysitter. Although you will make a great babysitter someday for Mitsunari. Welcome home. You know your dreams for your ticket out. Well, I'm really more of a strategist on. Wandering strategist Sakon Shima. He just goes around offering strategies to people on spec. The name is Sakon Shima. So you were out there trained so hard that I thought I'd help out along. They've changed his look. He really doesn't look as much like Elvis as he did in the second game, but still, just give me some tips. Pro tips. Seems like you're out of gratitude. I'm Mazuyuki Sanada. Sit the fuck away from my son. Oh, I know who you are. You're Lord Shingen's secret weapon. I want to very much feed you. I'm not expecting too much. Yukimura's now in over his head. And so humble. Want to come learn a little more about strategy under Lord Shingen, you see. I'll be taking advantage of hospitality of Takano. Pleased to meet you. Yep. I think we can make friends with him too, so pleased to meet you. Apologize for not introducing myself sooner. We'll be fighting on the same general side of things against Tokugawa. But I'll be dead before you do all that crazy Osaka Castle stuff. Very polite of you. Honored to make your acquaintance. Just don't give it up to me. Thank you very, very much. You seem like my kind of guy. I kind of like you too. Sorry, now I'm just referencing Sipple and Ollie and the Elvis talking guy having a conversation with a robot. Yeah. Oh, is it already this late? The sun seems to be setting earlier these days. It's late, Yukimura. You must return to the house. Sakon Shima has left the battlefield. Preparing for battle, may the gods smile upon you. He's a black boy. His parents must have done a good job raising him. No, he grew up that way all by himself. I have done nothing special. I'm a terrible father. The sun sets, it's time to leave. Sakon Shima, isn't it? They say you're a strategist. I hope we can count on you in the next battle. Well, I'll do my best, but I'm a guest after all. I don't want to upstage my host. I'm sure you'll do enough for all of us. You're not an easy man to like, are you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking about having a comeback tour, like, Aloha from Hawaii tour. And the people won't like that.
Gifts can now be given to Sakon Shima. So I vaguely recall that he likes dolomite, so let's try and see what that does.
Wow, this is certainly grand. I'm truly grateful. How about Hickory Farms gift box?
So he likes metals, but he doesn't have he doesn't seem to have a favorite metal. So let's give him... Well, iron sand is kind of the one that I need the most of, because it's used in almost everything. Let's give him, like... 10 of these. Here's a bunch of dolomite, because you seem like somebody who'd be into that. I got cucumber times 10. Thanks, Sakon. Sakon Shima can now accompany you on exploration trips. Well, that was probably worth it, actually. Because he's, Masayuki-sama. Thanks, mate. He's a pretty powerful character. He was one of the strongest fighters in Samurai Warriors 2, so I think in Samurai Warriors 4 he's probably pretty damn good, too. Nobody else seems to have anything new to say, but, I guess we could, let's keep talking to people until it's time to go to battle. It seems like you're ready. It's time to do a great battle against the Hojo. Lord Katsugure, what are you doing in a place like this? I intend to march in battle alongside you. There should be no problem with that. So it's not. We must be moving over to keep up. You cannot afford to be late, Lord Katsugure. That's true. Yes, but I'll ready to support you whatever way you need. Does this mean that there's now somebody else we have to talk to before we go to this fight, or does this just mean we can go to this fight whenever by leaving town? Oh, Nobutsuna has something new to say. The Hojo are famous for the tight bonds of family that bind them, much like the Sanada. There are none stronger than those who fight those they love. For those they love... Indeed. What's the matter, Masayuki? Are you embarrassed? Our family is held together by bonds no other family can match. No, he's not embarrassed. It's fine. That is not something to be ashamed of. We should be proud of it. Yes, it is, as he said, brother. Whatever. Sometimes I just don't understand you. I just don't get you, man. Well, brother, what's just so crescent fresh about you is that you just don't get it. Okay, so various people occasionally have new stuff to say. That's why I like to keep checking. That's all you get. Daughter should still be hanging around somewhere. Well, she seems to have disappeared, but I think she's around. I'm just not... Oh, they're not open yet. Ooh, he wants to buy a horse so bad. It's kind of disturbing, actually. Actually, our kids seem to have disappeared. Oh, they've probably gone in. It's nighttime, so they're probably not allowed to just be hanging around in the middle of the night. Okay, well, it kind of feels like we can just save now. And maybe just because we're almost done with the video anyway, maybe I can just stretch it out by doing a... I don't usually do these on screen. I'm doing a lot of these off screen for everyone you see on screen, but we could always do a... you wish to go to battle? Yes. Prepare to face Masayuki Sanada. So now we will see if we can go to the next story battle. Or if I miss somebody in town we have to talk to. I figured if we talk to enough people in town... Oh no, it's going straight to story. In order to keep the Hojo from interfering in his plans to invade Suruga, Shinga dispatched troops from Sagami to Sagami, where they surrounded Odawara Castle. So, Jiyasu is determined not to emerge. He would prefer to send his very young daughter to fight us. We're like taunting them a lot, you know, waving around women's underwear and claiming it's a gift for them. That was like a thing in ancient China. Like Zhuge Liang sent Sakon Shima like lingerie as a gift in an attempt to incite him to attack, which failed because the reason he was trying to incite him to attack is because it was a circumstance where an attack would have benefited Shu.
Anyway, that's not really quite relevant here. Hey, here's Nobushiga. You Hojo cowards were just set to batter down the walls from front on. You're a dumbass. Who do you think you're talking to, you impudent young man? Well, he doesn't look that young. You know we're not as good as Kenshin, even though we just defeated him in a major battle, like in the first chapter, right? And the young master too, as everyone says, spineless. You guys suck. So Shingen, yeah, I was to say, I don't think we're going to actually attack Odawara Castle, because I know that we wouldn't succeed. What the hell, man? As we retreat, I recommend setting fire to the area around the castle, just to be douchebags. They see us leave and reps and draw them out a little. It'd be nice if we could lure them into an ambush. Oh, I guess we will have a battle, but it'll be like a slick ambush styles battle. Wow, we got a lot of portraits moving around real fast. The invasion of Suruga also signaled the end of the alliance between the Takeda and the Hojo. Shingen and Takeda encircled the home of the Hojo Odawara Castle. You might recognize this from my Nobunaga's Ambition LP. That's where Odawara Castle is. When we keep moving due east, we get to Edo. However, Odawara Castle lived up to a reputation as an impregnable fortress, and the Takeda army was forced to return to Kai empty-handed. So, how will Uchiyasu respond? The Takeda army had reached Mimase Pass near the border between the lands of Kai and Sagami. Up ahead lay Tsukui Castle, representing the front lines of the Hojo forces. Depending on how the forces based in Tsukui Castle moved, there was a danger of being trapped in the narrow pass and falling prey to the pursuing Hojo forces. We must scout out the area around Tsukui. We may be able to prevent the enemy from blocking us in. Indeed, we must retreat to safety. At the very least, I will accompany you. You, my lord? Very well, but please do not do anything reckless. I haven't leveled you up that much. So now we can assault. As a result of the feats achieved in the previous battle, the stratagem using misinformation to halt the enemy search troops has been unlocked. So we can assault the enemy search troops. We can assault enemy search troops, and we can halt the enemy search troops. All these options are available to us. We can also... Okay, so we've got... Interesting. We now do have the option of going back to the Sanada main castle. Oh, but we can also go back to the Sanada homeland. Okay, so we can do Sanada homeland. Let's do one of these real quick. We'll bust out Sakon, who is our... I mean, he'll be probably fighting in some story battles on the side of the Takeda. After that, there's not really a lot of example. Like, you know, he'll be fighting with us when we go up against Ieyasu at Mitakegahara, I think. No, Mitakegahara. I think I'm mixing up my battle names here. But, okay, I don't know what the point of leveling up Yukimura is, so let's give a few extra points to Katsugori, who will actually be using in the next fight. Yatsumiru. So, Sakon as the Man Cleaver. Wait, how come the defense tonic is gone? Do you only get to use that? Wow, you really only get to use that once? I thought once you make it, it's just in your slot that you can have more of it. Well, that's crap. I really don't want to use it anymore now. I thought you had to use it to put it in your slot, and then you got one per battle. But I only had one of those, and it looks like you really do only get to use it one time. It's a one-use item. Alright, let's begin exploration. We're just going to do a quick one of these. Oh, he doesn't say anything either. Usually you get a little dialogue at the beginning. about how I sure am looking forward to exploring the Sanada lands. I'm a wandering strategist, figuring out how I will ambush the Sanada in the future in their own territory. Potentially. Also, I'll give anybody who really earns my friendship free cucumbers. I love that, like, he has this aura that shoots out of his body, an aura of manliness. Oh, I found some more dolomite. I better give somebody a cucumber for this. Anyway, these, other than trying to find heavenly seeds, there's not that much point to these anymore. But, yeah, I mean, it might be fun to play as... There's characters that I would enjoy busting out, like Nohime is fun with her breakdance attacks, and Ginchio is always fun. I'm thinking primarily of female characters, but some of the male characters can be a lot of fun to play as, too. Okay, even Masamune. But, yeah, the game kind of doesn't make it easy to play as these characters who aren't story characters. Actually, Nobunaga, I can't believe I didn't mention him. He's a lot of fun. He's like Demon King, you know, M-Bison and flaming torpedoes and stuff. Well, actually, I don't remember if you do much of that in Samurai Warriors 4 moveset. Hisahide Matsunaga is a lot of fun, too. Anyway, kind of same old here. And honestly, if I'm looking for heavenly seeds, the main thing to do is to hit all these old glowing blue spots and make sure I don't miss any chances to pick up anything there. Sakon has left the battlefield, except he hasn't. I guess I'll have to try to remember to say Sakon has left the battlefield when we actually get to the end of this thing. Maybe I'll get lucky and we'll get to see a... I'm skilled in combat strategy, Maybe we'll see a treasure guy so that you can actually see what their deal is, but they're really not that special. It's just the guy pulling a wheeled cart behind them, except they're faster and harder to get than the Speedy Transport Soldier class. Even despite their name of Speedy Transport Soldier, they're not as good as the Secret Treasure Soldiers as far as the speediness. So I think I got all the ones that are in here, but with all those little rock patterns, it can be easy to accidentally miss one. Doesn't look like we have a speedy delivery guy. So you got a package. We haven't got like the super treasure guys here. Probably means we're not going to get one because that seemed. I feel like we've already been to the two places where they've spawned. Sometimes they spawn there, but usually they spawn in right around here. Like where it says Windy Valley Path, sometimes there'll be one right there. Just chillaxing. Runs around, gives you a few chances to hit him, and then flees the area because he starts off really close to an exit. So to make sure that we hit everybody, won't bother to kill the infamous robber this time. Make sure we hit all of these blue things and then have time left after that. Because although we do have an item that means enemies will occasionally drop materials, I do not believe to date I've ever had the enemies drop Heavenly Seeds, which is it's the quest that we haven't done here that we could potentially complete at this point. So the Robber Chief is defeated. If I really concentrated on beating up jobbers a lot with Sakon, I could probably increase his weapon proficiency. I don't know how long Sakon will be around as a main story character that we get to use, though. He will certainly live past the point in the story where Katsuyori is dead. But I don't know how much of that lifetime will be spent doing missions with us. Oh, that was interesting. I just spam this move all the time in Samurai Warriors 2. There's like never a reason to do anything else. Well, we probably have time to go back and get that legendary thief or whatever he was called. Infamous robber. Boy, there sure are a lot of the infamous robber types around here. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Old town. That didn't finish him, huh? Oh well, we got him. We got some iron ore out of it. Alright, we'll just spend the next 50 seconds or so beating up jobbers. And then, really just daring that guy to knock me off my horse there. I took a lot of extra hits from that guy. But not even attempting to evade. Those, like, spear guys charging at you, and some of the games, they'll knock you right off your horse when they do that. This game seems to be pretty forgiving. Though it might be because these characters are too high of a level. But I'm not using anything that's powering up his equestrian skill. Alright, Sakon Shima is just about to leave the battlefield. That's true, there's not much point trying to do anything else. Let's just chillax for a second. Oh, and he doesn't even have any dialogue at all. Nothing about helping the Sanada. Just nothing when he starts one, nothing when he ends one. I guess the bonus characters just don't get that kind of dialogue. Tiny, tiny weapon proficiency increase for Katsuyori. No battlefield. Increases save. I'm still 4 Heavenly Seeds away from being done with that. Very little progress made. But hey, we got a chance to take Sakon for a quick spin. And go back to the main camp. We can save. And we're getting an auto save anyway. So yeah, there you go. That's call that a success. There, why not? So we will save, and now I do have the ability, if I so choose, to off-screen replay missions. I'll probably just the next time I feel like recording, just record and advance the story, because we actually are pretty close to having maxed out Sanada coins. And I'm trying to do all the stratagems on screen just so you can see them, dear viewer, my friends in the digital age. But in fact, probably the smarter course of action is to only use the stratagems that, and they'll mark them. You'll be able to tell which stratagems and which feats will unlock future stratagems in future battles. And those are probably the main ones you want to concentrate on. It's probably not really necessary to use every single stratagem every time otherwise. But we got plenty of stratagem points all saved up, so maybe we'll use some in the next video. I'm the Mysterious JG, and I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more of Samurai Warriors 4 Spirit of the Sanada.